it's weird to think that I'm almost caught up with Detective Conan. Like, I've known about it for years, since I was in high school. I've had my eye on it. It's one of the, four, because each of the big shonen magazines has one series that has been going on for over 1,000 chapters. Yeah, I'm 80 volumes in now, and I'm like, shit. So yeah, as far as how I felt, my opinions have not really improved or declined. Like, I still like it. I definitely would say, like, the stretch of volumes from, like, volume, I think, 50 to 70, like, that 20-volume stretch, I just wasn't feeling it, honestly, but in the second half of this reading, I did, like, okay, yeah, that's cool, alright, I was enjoying myself more, because I think my thing, and why I'm also not necessarily, like, looking forward to catching up to Conan, because, like, it's just so, and I don't mean this in a negative way, it's just more of an observation, it is just really, like, slow, right? It's because, it has so many subplots, it's got its main plot, but that's, almost always in the background, right? Because it's more often concerned with, the very gradual, like, development of characters and such through the episodic mysteries. So, like, and I'm still feeling like I said, it's slow, even though I'm getting the chance to read it, like, relatively speaking, all at once. Like, I've read 80 volumes in the last 4 months. That is that's a pretty fair amount of reading. And now I get to be caught up with all the mysteries, which means, cause yeah, I definitely think I was getting a little bit annoyed for a little bit there with the bourbon stuff, because, like, they were dropping a lot of hints. Oh, Subaru, I think he's bourbon. And I was just like, didn't we do this already with Jody Sensei and, Vermouth, And, sure, like, it did get better when it introduced other potential bourbon candidates, and I was like, okay, but I was also like, I think just because with how I consume Conan is I'm not super invested in the mystery element, like, and that's just not even too different from how I consume media in the first place. Like, yeah, of course I speculate and wonder, but I don't get super invested in that aspect. Like, a lot of the time people ask me, like, oh, what do you think's gonna happen in One Piece? And sure, I have my ideas, I have plenty of ideas, but I'm not like, but I'm just like, oh, it'd be cool if this happened, and if the story goes differently, then I'm like, neat. So with Conan, it's like, I'm not, especially because I know it's trying to pull one over on me. Like, I'm not gonna get super invested into one conclusion or the other, because it's like, oh, it sure is building up super to be bourbon. I'm just waiting for it to get revealed that it's not him, because I don't think it's him. Because otherwise they wouldn't, like, be driving it so hard that it is him. Or that he's suspicious, because he was suspicious for a reason, and then they started to build up to who he really, appears to be. And even that, like, Amai, honestly, because I didn't even mention last time that Amai just fucking died, and because part of me is like, I don't think he's dead. Maybe he is dead, maybe he'll come back and he'll be fine, and it seems to be the latter. Like, it hasn't been, like, explicitly 100% confirmed, but it's also, like, it's kind of hard not to think. I mean, or at least, I know what I'm being led to believe, and I also have no reason not to believe it right now, I guess. And so, yeah, that's what a lot of Conan is for me, is just, like, kind of waiting for the things to happen that I know is going to get revealed, right? Even if I don't know what the reveal will entail, because, like, my favorite part of the reading probably was the train stuff, which also had the same thing as the Halloween party a couple readings ago, where I'm just like, okay, there's big stuff going on. Where's Haibara? Is she okay? What's going on? I don't fucking care about this train mystery. What about Haibara? This is what matters to me. This is, like, I think what I said last time is, like, yeah, my investment definitely increases proportional to Haibara, because I like her. So she did get some stuff this reading, but it took a little while to get there. And there was some good Haibara content, but yeah, so it's just, yeah, so a lot of it is just me kind of, like, waiting for I'm reading a mystery, yeah, I'm reading, what's happening, but I'm not, like, sitting there like, oh, there's a contradiction, that doesn't make sense, or, again, I'm not trying to solve it, I'm just gonna wait for it to tell me who it is, because, I'm just not super invested in, like, which of these characters, who's probably never gonna show up again, killed this other character who wasn't introduced until he died. Or right before he died. Like, it's like, okay. And, I'm just not, and yeah, they all have reasons to do it. Like, they all spill their guts and have this, understandable reason to commit murder. But, they just all kind of blend together as far as, like, characters go. Right? Like, the characters who matter are the recurring main characters, and there was some good stuff in advancement, and, like, fucking Takagi and Sato. Just fuck already. like they not only kiss, but then they have like the big hostage situation with Takagi where he's like appears to be up high on a scaffolding, which was a trick. And they got, she saved him and they fucking kissed, and I'm like, just fuck already, like, come on. And as if that wasn't, like, having that, pairing kind of be strung along for so long wasn't enough. There's Chiba and then his childhood friend, who they had the whole case with her and the tokusatsu tape recording thing. And then, she's a police officer, but she knows, but he doesn't recognize her, or he's not sure. They haven't, or at least he hasn't, like, they haven't talk. Just fucking, I'm frustrated in a joking way, obviously, because, like, it's gonna get figured out eventually. It's just a matter of when, not if. But, if people who've been caught up with Conan for a while are in physical pain, like, I get it. Because it's really an iceberg. It's just slowly going along, and especially if you really like these characters, like, when the iceberg hits, it's gonna fucking hit, right? But yeah, I'm just trying to think of what else I had to say, because, there was some advancement, new characters. Sarah is good. She's very much a Vindy character, which, she doesn't have a blonde ponytail, but she's got a fang, and she's strong, and she beats up guys, and, she's got, like, an attitude of the characters that he, like, one of the chapters revealed that she had a fang, and I'm like, oh, that's cute. And everyone bullies her for being flat, which is unfortunate, because flat is justice, as we know, and this is a detective manga. Cops, justice is paramount. Flat is justice. Stop bullying her. And yeah, there were some good cases. I like the Demon Dog one. The London Bomber one was pretty standout as far as, like, it was major in that it had the Shinichi Ron relationship. Which had the almost not, I can't say payoff, because that's the other thing is he'll, like, do Aoyama will do this thing a lot where he, like, maybe he'll advance something, but haha, he doesn't. Gotcha. Because Kazuha almost confessed to Hatsuri to try and, like, urge Ran on and, or that, and it didn't happen because Hatsuri's stupid and ran away mid, like, because she's like, oh, well, Ron confessed to Shinichi, so, and then she, like, kept going on with about it, and then Hatsuri's just gone because he went to go tease Kudo about, Shinichi about it, and it's like, god damn it. Like, it is funny, but, I guess I would understand if someone was bothered by it. Maybe I'm not bothered because, like, my investment in the story and characters only goes so far, right? Because I don't, like, love it. Right, and I'm just kind of, like, here for where the story takes me, but, I still have those moments of, like, god damn it, like, it's funny. And yeah, of course, the train, was the biggest, like, main story thing I felt, this reading, with the bourbon stuff climaxing, and, it turns out, so we also, see Subaru's heavily implied to be a Mai, and, Sarah's, like, his little, sister, apparently, but unfortunately, the reading ended off in, like, a bad place for the characters, because fucking Bourbon and Vermouth kind of are, like, fucking around, and they're very much keeping their eye on Conan, which is worrisome. Like, it's rare to see them get a win, I guess, in that, like they did at the end of the reading. So I'm a little afraid to see what happens when I get caught up, just because of how, like, what's being built up to, and then I get to see where things are, because I'm just like. I'm just, like, I keep imagining, like, what is the final arc gonna look like, because I assume it's gonna be, like, a string of plots and deductions, or, like, one really big one somehow, and I just imagine, like, most everything's going to get resolved somehow, like, that hasn't already been, and of course, like, which, because, like, there's just so many, like, how would Mori feel about, like, understanding what the sleeping Kogoro really is, right? Or, of course, Shinichi and Ron, like, Ron understanding that Conan is Shinichi, which is, yeah, that would be, something. Like, there's just, those are just the ones I've been thinking about since the beginning of the manga. Like, I don't know, it's just interesting to think about, and, it'll be pretty fucking great when it happens, I imagine, and, like, the catharsis of everything just coming out all at once, as the silver bullet takes down the organization, but, yeah, in the meantime, it's just a lot of waiting. You gotta be patient to be a Conan fan, I think. Because like yeah, like relative, at least with me, because like again, I think for me the best way to enjoy the story would be like reading it with friends ongoing and trying to figure out the mysteries as it goes. But personally, I'm not as invested in that to do that, and I also don't have friends who are. I mean, I do actually know some people who are probably caught up to Conan and really like it, but seems I don't know, because like it just seems like a series, and at least like for me, where I'm not in the Conan, I don't see a lot of discussion of the series. Like I wouldn't get spoiled by like putting it off for a couple of years to wait for cases to build up, especially because there's apparently a lot of hiatuses too, which is like, I'm sorry, Conan fans, you must suffer. I can't think of anything else major to bring up. They teased Goth Loli, Lolia Haibara, and then they only gave us like a kind of upper bust shot of just the upper torso and face, so I didn't get to see it in full, which was very sad. I really liked, I think it was the one bathhouse case where like Conan was, he saw some of the girls naked, and and he's just like completely playing it off, and Haibara got pissed, and that was some like she was so funny. Her faces, she was so mad. Need more Haibara content. Yeah. See, again, it's like I just talked about the series. I don't really have that much to say about it on any individual cases for very much. I'm just waiting to finish it, waiting to catch up, waiting to see everything get resolved. It'll happen one day. I just need to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. Yeah.